Here's the main question I have about Snyder. Does he truly hate Superman? Hi guys, it's Bunny Girl and welcome to a new video. Today I am recording outside of my home, which is like really public, and there are some people around, like my neighbors. They can hear me right now and I feel not so confident talking like this. But let's hope they don't know English that much. So today I want to share my thoughts about Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition that I watched, and I haven't seen the theatrical one, so I will just be talking about this one, the one that is longer, and hopefully that is better. So yeah, I haven't seen any of the spoilers, any spoiler reviews. I watched the reviews with no spoilers and the ratings for this movie were really bad, so in advance I was prepared for the worst, which helped a bit. And I feel really happy that I watched the Ultimate Edition before watching the first one, the theatrical one, which was so much hyped for, because back then, like 3-4 months ago, I was so hyped for this movie, and if I went to the theaters with that much hype and that much expectations and watched it, I wouldn't say the same things I'm saying today. Maybe, but still I have some negative and positive things, pros and cons, that I really need to share with you, and maybe by the end you will not like my ratings, but this is my thought, this is what I think, so no hate guys, everyone has his own opinion and this is mine, so hopefully you will respect it. Before going into details about the movie, what I thought about the actors, production and whatnot, I really need to mention one big problem, one big issue that I have with this guy and lately with a lot of his movies, Zack Snyder. I mean, he's a really talented guy. He visualizes everything, and everything he visualizes he can actually produce on screen, and we can see what he thinks and what he wants to show us. However, there is a problem there, because he doesn't know how to appeal to the big public. He doesn't know how to make a different style from his own. He was amazing at 300 and Watchmen. I mean, those are some of my favorite movies, so I really like his style, but in a specific kind of way, like for specific movies, but not in every possible movie and not for DC movies. Since he started working on DC movies, I am really feeling bad about DC movies. Not to say that I feel really bad about this one as well, but I think if there wasn't any of Zack Snyder visions in this one, it might have been better. So I just want to start with the good things I thought about this movie. The casting in this movie was on point, guys. Henry Cavill as Superman is amazing. I really can't see anyone else doing that part. I mean, he's not astounding, he doesn't show us a lot of emotions as Superman, but still, the face, the visual thing about him, I can't imagine anyone else being Superman. He's so handsome, he has a great body. Yeah, he's not that much in character, but still he does it well. Now, the one guy that really surprised me in this movie is Ben Affleck. We watched a lot of memes, a lot of 9gag, people laughing at him, and I also was the one who tweeted and said things like, Ben Affleck as Batman? Honestly? But then, shame on me for not believing in him, because he did a great job in this movie. His character development is a bit different than the Nolan trilogy, which I really like, because we saw a lot here and there from the start of the movie. We know about previous movies as well. It is all somehow connected and related to each other. But there was a problem with that as well that I will mention later on. But Batman, now, Ben Affleck, I can't imagine him as a future Batman, honestly. I am so happy for that, and I can't wait to see what he will bring us more with his character, because I think he has a lot of potential and a lot of things that he wants to show us in the future, and I can wait for that. I actually do have one problem with one guy, and that is actually Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I mean, I don't understand him. I don't understand what he tried to do here. He's so strange. He's a strange choice for Lux. I didn't like him at all. He was weird. I don't know what he was trying to do. I can't take him seriously. I couldn't take him seriously in this movie. Only the last scene where they cut his hair and put him in that pink dress. I mean, orange one. Black is the new orange. I like that show. That's the only moment that I actually took him seriously, because during this movie he was just someone who's trying too hard to be something and to be weird and to show us like his own vision and whatnot, like he's believing in something out of this world and out of the ordinary, and yeah, it's not working that much. He reminded me a bit more of Joker, but Joker is the Joker and you can't do that, Lux. No, you can't. So he's supposed to be considered one of the greatest Superman villains? Yeah. Wonder Woman, that girl, she ruled the show, guys. I like that she was so ladylike, she was so wise, but at the same time attractive a lot and hot. I think she's one of the toughest chicks in DC universe right now. I like the scenes where she danced with Batman, that's Ben Affleck, and it reminded me a lot of a movie about Masons with Tom Cruise, and I really like that the movie because they actually put that same song in the they did actually use the same song in that dance, and I can't wait to watch her move. I want to mention some of the moments that really were dope, really were awesome. One of them was when they launched a nuclear bomb on Superman and Doomsday. When Superman died, I was like, okay, he's not dead, he can't be, is he? I don't know, what's happening here? And then the ending was like a huge relief for me because Superman can't die, no! And all the scenes with Batman when he actually appears and walks with his armor, and his armor looks really amazing, and when he fought Superman and whenever they were fighting, I wanted more, but I didn't want a lot. I was like, don't fight, please, peace, peace, but at the same time, fight. I like the soundtrack, I like the costumes. Wonder Woman costume was amazing. I really like some of the scenes between Batman and Wonder Woman. I was in one moment like, okay, should he be with Wonder Woman? Or maybe Superman should end up with Wonder Woman or something like that. But yeah, we don't think so. Now we really have to mention the bad things in this movie, and there are some. There are a lot of bad things. This movie was a bit boring. I have to be honest. It was too much, too long, 3 hours. I had to take one pause actually, just to relax a bit. I couldn't deal with the bad plot. It was too much. I facepalmed a lot and I couldn't take it anymore. What's the main story? What's the climax in this movie? That was my question throughout the whole movie, and the biggest issue were the subplots in this movie. I mean, if you want to have a climax, you really need to work on characters, to introduce some characters to some people who have never seen any of these heroes and who have no idea who these heroes are or where they come from. You did show us that at the start of the movie, but you kept showing us by the end of the movie as well, like back and forth, but it's okay, it's fine to go back and forth from time to time. It's more entertaining, but if you do it right. This guy didn't do it right. The subplots really need to be important. If they are not important at the start of the movie, we need to somehow connect them to the end or by the end of the movie to say, aha, that's why you showed us that scene that we didn't get at the start, but now I get it. It didn't do any justice. There weren't any weight in these scenes. They can be just removed or kicked out of the movie and you still have the same movie. So what's the movie? What's the point of the movie? During the trailers, when I reacted to the trailers, what I thought the movie was Batman v Superman. Well, it's not. Is it Dawn of Justice? Yep, it is. A lot of it. And I didn't like that. It's about the Justice League. This was just a rush to show us the Justice League, to show us how Batman and Superman became besties and now they're fighting for the same team. This was just an introduction, and if that was the case, there was no need for Doomsday, especially that he was just like 5 minutes in the movie and he was destroyed in seconds. There was no need for Superman and his love story. You have like a million things of this movie and none of them are relevant that much. You didn't need that much of things. Maybe this is because it's the Ultimate Edition and it's 3 hours long. But I've seen reviews with spoilers now, and I think it's better to have that because you know more. Now you get it. Imagine if you have seen like 1 hour and a half or 2 hours max of a movie and they skipped this much but didn't show you a bit more. Still confusing. The movie is confusing. It confused me a lot. You skipped a lot from one scene to another and there weren't any coherent things. One thing that I learned when I was studying at my university, whenever you write a story, whenever you do drafts and make drafts, you have to have a coherent plot. You really need to make it easier for the readers, this time the watchers, to understand what you want to say. The more you make it difficult, it can be like artistic more, but at the same time you make it more difficult for normal people to read it and understand it. And we have a lot of normal people, hello, that want to watch a movie for entertainment, and you can't make it this much confusing and not coherent. I know that comic book readers really like this movie because they know it all, they just enjoyed watching it. Me, on the other hand, I was asking a lot of questions and I didn't get any answers for them. I think in the next movie I will get the answers, but I will have to wait a couple of months, and I could just have seen that movie without even asking questions in this one. I didn't need this introduction. I will get everything in the next one. So Superman in this movie went to save his mother by fighting Batman, and then he forgot about his mother, so Batman ended rescuing his mother. The kryptonite spear. When Batman got it, that's a kryptonite spear, dude. Don't just leave it there. Leave it for that chick that is always there when something important is happening. He created a godly weapon from one of the rarest materials, and he's like, oh yeah, leave it there, I'll come back for that. It will stay there. Yeah, and 5 minutes later he was like, oh yeah, Doomsday also is really not that powerful with that weapon, so I might need it. I'm going back for it. Oh, where is it? Oh, it's nowhere to be found. Lois Lane is everywhere in this movie, everywhere that she is important. If you see Lois Lane, you know that she exists for a reason in that scene. In every scene, Lois Lane is there, like teleporting here, teleporting there, at the right time, the right spot. I mean, she's somehow always connected to the main plot, and she's there when she's not supposed to be there, but somehow she's there. Yay! She saves the day. And by the way, don't forget that Superman had to save her 3 times in this movie. I still think the fighting in this movie was entertaining. I liked when they fought Doomsday. I like Wonder Woman fighting and her action sequences. They were amazing. It was so much entertaining and new novelty, and I like that. I did like the vision, the Zack Snyder's vision in the fight with the light and the gray effect, and still I do like the fight scenes, but everything else was meh. I think this movie shouldn't have got any of the Justice League characters just yet. Maybe this movie was supposed to be Batman and Superman, and then by the end to just introduce these characters like Aquaman and Flash and Wonder Woman, and then we will see them in the next movie, because this somehow was too much. Too many things in one movie is not a good thing. It's better to have 1-2 story max, like Batman and Superman fighting Doomsday by the end, killing Doomsday, and then realizing that there is something bigger happening around the world, and then they have the Justice League story, and then the next movie is about Justice League. But this was, okay, we are halfway there, and we will continue the next half in the next movie, so I don't know. I liked the movie, but I didn't love it. It was a bit entertaining by the end. I liked the action sequences, but the first half was so boring for me and I was so lost I had to pause it a bit. So I'll give this movie 6.5 out of 10. That's my opinion, that's what I thought. I think that the next movie will be better. I hope so, really, finger crossed. And also I am looking forward for Suicide Squad a lot, and I think that movie will be really huge. I think I'm really scared to think anything right now, especially when it comes to DC movies, because Man of Steel wasn't my favorite and this one as well, so third time is a charm for me. Let's hope. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know if I was really loud enough in this, but I didn't want to confuse the neighbors with me talking about random things that they don't get at all. And it's a bit weird for me still talking outside and getting used to this new environment. So let me know if you like it. If you did, give it a like. And also subscribe for more, and thank you so much for watching. Please, no hate. I appreciate your opinion. If you like it a lot, it's your opinion, your thoughts. This is Bunny Girl's thoughts, so respect it. If not, go there to someone else who really enjoyed it and gave it 10 out of 10, even though I don't think anyone did that. That's it. Stay awesome. Bunny Girls out. Bye bye. If you're wondering why I've been barely skimming the surface of the plot in Batman v Superman, it's because it belongs right here in the ugly pile. But definitely not alone, since the villains of this movie are some of the most laughable, horrible aspects of the whole thing. And he's actually mentioning Lex Luthor and Doomsday and whatnot. Yeah. Here is the main question I have about Snyder. Does he truly hate Superman? Superman is beaten down emotionally, psychologically and physically throughout the movie, with little opportunity to stand up for himself in a satisfying way in any of these 3 arenas. so totally true. I feel sorry now for Superman.